In this video, we're going to talk about how to name ionic compounds. Remember, an ionic compound is between a metal and a nonmetal. The metal gives electrons to the nonmetal. The metal is positive, the nonmetal is negative. The overall charge is 0. There's only one set ratio that ionic compounds can combine to make that overall 0 charge, because we want the lowest ratio possible. So the first example we're going to start with is Al2O3. And we're going to look at the name for this. Now, remember back to the formula writing. The reason I need 2 Als is because each Al is +3. I need 3 oxygens because each oxygen is -2. And I need that overall charge to be 0. When you are naming them, this is a binary, which means there are only 2 elements present. And my metal is not a transition metal. So it's just an average metal, either in alkaline earth, or in that group with aluminum. To name it, we write down the name of aluminum. Easy as that. Also, why it's important to know all your elements. And then we look at that second one. Well, that second one is oxygen. Well, that's just aluminum and that's oxygen. To signify that it is in a compound, what you do is you take off the ending and you change it to IDE. So the name is aluminum oxide. Now, it'll get a little tricky about where do you end it and change it to "ide," but you'll get used to it as you practice these different ones, and you'll figure out what sounds right, what doesn't sound right, that sort of thing. All right, the second example we're going to go over is MgCl2. Now, Mg had a +2, Cl had a -1. That's why I need 2 Cl's to cancel it. The name for Mg, do not mistake it with manganese. Mg is magnesium, so you write down the name of the metal. You don't change the first one. You just write it down. Don't mess with it. And Cl is chlorine. But to signify that it is in a compound, we take off our ending and we change it to ide. So the name would be magnesium chloride. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some practice problems, and you are going to name them. Once you have named them, you will, you're going to press pause. You're going to name them, and then you're going to press play, and you're going to see if you got them right or wrong. Because in this one, you're just going to self-check whether you're doing it right or not. So the ones that you are going to name to practice will be the following. There's only 4 of them. So I want you to give me the name for these. What I also want you to do is I want you to give me the formula for a few names, just so that we have this practice, okay? And if you don't get the answers that you should be getting, then I want you to come see me. This would have been good for me to have written out so you didn't have to actually watch the video of me writing it out. But, I didn't plan that far ahead. It's okay. Y'all will survive. So there's going to be 8 problems. At this point in time, you need to press pause and work these problems out. All right, so hopefully now you have worked these problems out. And actually, I'm going to pause it and just write the answer so you don't have to listen to me. All right, so here are the answers to those problems. You have magnesium oxide, barium sulfide. Notice I'm changing the ending to ide on the first one. On the second one, but not the first one. Magnesium sulfide, MgS, Sr3N2, Rb, 3p, Kf. These are not the answers that you got. Then you need to go see your teacher, get a little instruction. Maybe I can clear up a few things. Other than that, you need to move on.